Hey, Nicola Light here. Have I got a treat for you today? Have I got a treat? You probably guessed by the title. I have a very special joining me today to have a really deep conversation about divine unions. And that, we tend to get to this stage where we're on our journey where we're sensing a sense of completion within ourselves. But then we want to sort of start searching for our divine unions and relationships, and whatever way that sort of takes. I've been doing a bit of a playlist within all of that for you all. And I just want to take that next step forward into introducing a beautiful couple called Robert and Patricia from Inner Source, Galacia.
Alicia.
Bless you. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining me. I do hope that you all stay to watch this wonderful journey that Patricia and Robert has gone through and are sustaining so beautifully. And I want you to open up, Robert and Patricia, by telling us a bit, how did you actually meet in the first place, so that people could actually sort of see, okay, these things actually are existing and we do need to move into these beautiful divine unions. How did you meet?
Mm, This is already very interesting. Um, we met during pandemic, and actually we meet each other on an illegal party in the period that we were not allowed to hang around with other people. We were the limit in Netherlands was at that point maximum 4 people, and yeah, we felt really disconnected with the information that was sharing at that time. So separately from each other, we ended up at this party, and um, we just came and sit next to each other. And Robert starts sharing um, his vision about what was happening. And during that time, I ran into so many people who were talking negativity about all the things that were happening. And Robert was the first one for me that opened up and shared his spiritual idea of this. So I was fully connected to what he was saying. And I just speak out to him. Oh, I really feel triggered. I really feel aligned with what you are saying. Wow, you really touched my heart. So for me, at the end of that evening, um, I said, "Can I give you a hug before we leave?" And he said, "Yes, it's okay." So I took him in my arms, I gave him a hug, and literally I felt my heart like, you need to stay in contact with this person. So I asked him his phone number, and
Oh,
yeah, I called immediately the next day. So that was our
wow.
first meeting for
Yeah,
me, from my side.
and a little detail was that I just started with light language,
Yeah.
and I had the next morning. I had the first time I had a live group of 7 people, and I was giving them light language treatments. And I was telling Patricia about it, but I was insecure and starting with light language, and it was all very new to me at that moment. So that was how we met. And then I already knew you, Nicola. And I said to Patricia, somewhere I heard something about breaking contracts in relationships. And I said to Patricia, I want to have a session with Nicola, and I want to have the topic of breaking contracts in relationships, whatever in the past was already been, has been there or not, or whatever. So let's do that with Nicola.
Yeah. But that was like after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to fill in every detail.
Oh, I saw many beautiful details of this.
Because
It's like you're stepping
we,
over one of the most important
oh,
messages
and which one?
is that it's about trust. And for me, I decided at that point, before I met you, I'm done with relationships
Hi.
because I was really, I had a habit of getting in toxic relationships. And I was so tired of it that I just decided, okay, I'm done with relationships. I'm just gonna have fun. Girls just want to have fun. So I was there with one of my girlfriends. I really do crazy things with. We went to dress-up parties, and that evening I was wearing a wig and a beautiful dress and
Pink hair.
pink hair,
Oh, pink
crazy.
hair.
So
That didn't stop me.
no, that I really made that choice. So and then when we run in and I ask your number, I never had asked the number of a guy. I never did.
Yeah,
So this was
so crazy. Yeah.
so it was like guidance from the universe
Yeah.
because I really felt, wow, he's touching my spirituality. He
Yeah.
was touching something. You were touching something for me that I never felt before with all my relationships.
Mm,
And I really, I had in several relationships, I every time touched another topic. It was my growing path in life.
mm,
And I was always feeling I need something in this spirituality. So all my relationships, I try to form my man. Come on, go in this, go in this. But you know how it goes. If you push, people go.
mm. Yeah.
So by you, I felt the first person who was touching me in that level where I wanted to be.
So and then we came to Nicola, and it's all your fault.
Usually
No,
is.
no, it's like we came into that session and we were the topic was breaking contracts of the past in
Yeah.
both of our timelines in relationships, so that our relationship in the now moment would be clean and clear as possible.
Yeah.
You were working on that, and then suddenly you got the information, oh, I have to marry you now. And so we had a galactical or an energetical marriage. And that was with the message, and that's, I think, an important detail, is that we had to communicate. And
Mm,
we were like, yeah, no problem. We can talk, we can communicate. No, not an issue. But then we dived into communication. And that was an interesting roller coaster, which created I think, the divinity in our union, because we were starting to talk about all our luggage or the backpack of experiences of this life and other lives.
mm,
Every time something happened, one of us felt something and was like, uh, this and this and this is going in emotional land through my body or through my field, and I need to tell this. Or Patricia, you can tell how you're
mm.
walking away.
Before you
Yeah,
do, I
yeah,
want to
sorry.
sort of like to sort of
Yeah.
unpack that a little bit for people to understand it, is
Yeah.
that what we've got here is that there's a difference between karmic loop-in relationships, and as we move forward in our own spirituality and our own growth, of moving into divine union. And this is what we're talking about here, is completely different. It holds a completely different experience, a completely different energetic response with it's very instant, it's very, very quick.
Yeah.
And there's no sort of thinking about it. And I myself is found my divine union in a very similar way. I went
Mhm.
and sat next to him, nearly sat on his hip, and sat very, very close. And then
Yeah.
it was very instant, and then we exchanged numbers, and I'm here in Sweden now. So I
Yeah.
totally understand the process of it. And it is that communication you speak of, which is so important, that if you find yourself in this space, and I know of other divine unions that are coming together that are very quick, very quick. And the communication is absolute key. So I can concur from my own experience for people to understand is that if you find yourself in and it's like, well, I don't know, well, this or that, it might get to a point where you're starting to test it a little bit, but there'll be one of you, at least one of you, that knows for absolute, and then that's where that twin flame spark mirror comes in that then starts to bond you together even stronger. So I just wanted to sort of like, just sort of for people to actually realize that there is
Mhm.
a real difference. Um, and then it's taken you to the place where you're at right now. Sorry, continue, but I just wanted
Oh,
to really
no,
like really sort of firm that in, is that there is a quickened pace within all of it.
it
Things that
is.
you
And
normally wouldn't do, like ask for his telephone number.
yes, exactly. And by zooming in this first moment that we met, it was that when I was talking, I felt tinteling in my system that the information I received was new. And that was for me opening up and not hold all my borders. Or I was thinking I was done with relationships, and by opening up I was not looking for, okay, this guy could be my relationship. I
Mm,
was just like, hey, this energy, this person, well, no matter what,
mm,
I just want to be in contact with, and we'll see. It was nothing with relationships. It was just like, okay, this energy, that is inspiring to me. So I feel energy moving, shifting, go for it. So it was actually
mm.
focusing on energy
And it's
and not about all my restriction rules that I set. Hey, the guy need to be this and this and this. Oh, no guys
Yeah.
anymore.
and so it's helpful that you are high sensitive. So, and you are aware of some energies, and then you listen to them.
Uh, at that point, I was not listening to the energies. I just was not thinking of it. I
Mm.
just
Mm,
Yeah, that's interesting.
go with
Yeah,
the flow.
yeah,
And it was just like, now I know more. But that was my first opening of stepping up in my spirituality completely,
yeah.
because it was already in me for all my life.
And maybe that's a good tip already,
Yeah,
that we weren't prepared. And
yeah.
like we didn't plan, or the mind was not active on
looking.
on
Yeah.
searching or whatever. We're just having an illegal party, and we're just having a connection. And in that connection, we didn't plan ahead or think ahead. We're in the moment, in the
Yeah.
Mm.
now.
Isn't
Yeah.
it interesting though, isn't it? Is that how the universe sort of like synchronizes the connection? Is that when Robert has got to this space of completion of masculine, feminine energy within you, a more flow state, bringing in your light codes, really stepping into your power, and Patricia doing the same of like, no, I'm complete, I don't need anything outside of myself. That then the synchronicities of the universe goes like, okay, let's set up the meeting, and let's bring it together with such a boom and a wow, that there is an impact and an understanding for the ego mind to step into, well, this is something really different.
Mhm.
And that's so beautiful.
Yeah, and just to express how energy works, um, is that the moment we put things on our minds on it, we always look out the outside of us. And the moment we stop doing it and just accept that it is what it is, then we connect to our inner side. And when we connect to our inner side, good things happen, because then we are opening up for anything new. If it has to do with a job, if it has to do with family, with friends, with the choices you make in life, or finding a new love, it is the topic you decided to let go will bring new information. This for me is that's very clear. This
Yeah.
is energy.
Yeah, I believe the same. I think that that's important to disconnect the mind,
Yeah,
Yeah.
connect to the heart, and for manifestation also, it's if you really want something, it's like feel it
yeah,
and
Mm,
don't think it,
mm,
yeah,
mm,
and then you give space, you let it go because it's already you put it out there.
mm.
And
So
but
with
both of
that,
us, yeah, sorry,
mm,
yeah.
sorry, with that amplification of your individual power that sits within the body unit. So if we amplify everything together, when we come in union, we're even stronger, aren't we? And that impact of that energy of that divine union, and when you then set a dualistic experience, and dualistic meaning not good bad, but as in you and I, that energy, that upsurge of you in union, then amplifies what it is that you are creating as a divine union. So talk to me about that Robert and Patricia, about what happened as a result of you getting together, going
Yeah.
into that energy, really understanding it, and then setting your intentions to start working together. What happened there?
The first thing to point out is that when you make the decision to open up to somebody and the universe brings somebody together with you, then the real journey starts. The second part of the journey. Because then you are all the things that happen in your past are coming up. All your fears, or your anger, your sadness, disappointments, judgment. And there are many negative energies that are connecting in our field. And that is the point that you really have to go for trust. And this is what you were already expressing. Start expressing to each other. And by starting with that, then all it's like the box of Pandora opens, and then you can grow. And if you are together and focus on, hey, this is our journey, and we go for it. Oh wow! I remember the first time I had to express myself. Um, I was a runaway person, so every time the situation, yeah,
Me
was
too.
yeah,
I was
was
the one.
getting too difficult, I said, okay, bye. And I went out of the situation. So the first moment that we were together and he was pushing my button in this, I felt like, okay, I'm going away. So I was already with my jacket on by the door. I said, yeah, see you next time. And then I felt like, okay, no, I really have to change this because this is old habit and I'm not going to go for that. So I stepped back in, and then in that moment I said, okay, normally I step out, so I don't want to step out, but I'm so scared now because I have no idea what is happening, but I really want to stay and share. So that was my first moment I started sharing that I felt panic and I didn't feel comfortable, and wow, it was like pulling off the champagne bottle.
Yeah.
So all my uncolored emotions, because it was not wrapped up in nice words, it was like flam, flam, flam. So
There's Robert going.
Robert was sitting like this and like boom, 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 and get all this information on himself. And then it was like, okay, how can you react without judgment? Because it was not that I was saying, you are like this, but in the way I start expressing it was like, every man, every this. And so it was definitely dropping everything in this situation. And we really had to learn to listen and be aware. It was not about Robert, it was about my pain in the past. And I really wanted to change things. And I needed that other person not to run away from me because I was really scared of sharing it. But because I took so long of sharing this, my bottle was full up. So it needed to came out in the beginning, in the first. So
I think in the beginning there was no difference between masculine or feminine. It was just like investigating what emotions were moving around.
yeah,
And the amplifier of both of us is still that we are experienced on masculine, feminine, the both and the both. And we are going through this process for over 3.5 years now. And
And you're
we're
still together.
and we're still together. And every day,
yeah,
like this morning, we talk to each other and we feel other emotions coming up, and we are getting quite experienced in how to get through these emotions, let them
Yeah.
out, express them. For us, the hand on the heart is very important to get
yeah,
the purity and the essence of the information out
Mm.
in a way which suits for us.
yeah.
And
because
So,
you're stepping down from that mind ego perception of reality,
this is
and you're
cut.
moving into the heart. And I love the way that you work. And if people haven't seen Robert and Patricia, the individual, we've done individual videos on the YouTube channel. So have a check out of those individual journeys as well, and then sort of bringing it together in this union. And it's important to see that, Robert and Patricia are human. We're all human. We all have emotions. We all have past. And if was injected into a karmic relationship, we've got all that baggage and that unpicking and unpacking of cycles and patterns. And absolutely every single time it's about communication. It's about really getting deep down and dirty, and it's not you, it's you
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is being triggered by
Yeah.
that individual. And so that reflection on it really supercharges your own healing as a beautiful divine mirror in a divine union. And it's so important for you guys out there listening to this video and content, is that if you're in this sort of relationship and you're starting to judge them, have compassionate heart for yourself and empathy for the person that is flagging up to you how you feel about them. It's not about them at all. It's they are acting as a beautiful divine mirror so that we can then learn and grow. And this is what these divine unions do. It supercharges us into deepening, amplifying ourselves. And it sends us on beautiful, beautiful journeys and deepening into ourselves. That's wonderful to see.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. 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 Yes. It's just looking back at the moment how we start and where we are now.
Mm,
Oh, it's so worth the journey of
Mm.
start communicating and start sharing the feelings. And like you said in the beginning, I'm high sensitive, so that means I'm really deeply connected with all those emotional roller coasters in my system.
mm.
So I really lived all my emotions. I really lived them. So I learned in this journey, I don't have to live them. I was just creating my own traumas and I was stepping in again. And by coming together and sharing, I really start to understanding more about, oh, this is emotion, this
Mm,
is trauma, this is feelings, this is my higher self, this is alignment. So I
mm,
start understanding that when we are looking for a problem, you will find a problem, definitely. So if you connect to your emotions, and you find information, you can be the victim, you can do whatever it is, but you can find it. No,
mm.
no at all.
Absolutely.
Starting together,
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah,
For my
So
part,
with your divine union, where do you find yourself now then, as we sort of as I sort of
for me, it's like as a male part in this divine union,
yeah,
I was like in the beginning, I don't sense anything. So
yeah,
they're
too
like
much.
typical, yeah, but typical masculine action is I just do and I don't feel. So that was like horrible for Patricia, high sensitive and no sensitive.
And all the emotions come.
But I
So
think that it's interesting actually within my divine union is that there is that yin and yang that we must see as divine feminines to see that actually if you've got this new
Yeah,
relationship that comes in, they are different. It is duality,
yeah,
yeah, it's
definitely.
exactly
divine duality as you and I, and that just because you're hypersensitive doesn't mean to say that they're going to be hypersensitive. It's usually that yin yang. You're, is
the
it
most
what my
opposite.
partner my partner always says, he says some lovely sayings, it's the good, the bad and the lovely.
Oh,
Oh
wow, I
wow.
like that.
The good, the bad and the lovely, because
Yeah,
it's not the
yeah,
ugly, it's not the
yeah,
ugly, it's the good, the bad and the lovely, and
yeah.
we complement each other.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, very
It's the
beautiful.
complementing each other. So we don't have to be tight and this and this and this. We are in our own right, independent and divine within our own status, and together we are stronger.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
regardless
Yeah.
if it's a divine
Yeah.
union or whether it's community coming together, like us coming together, is
Yeah.
we support each other with the rise. If we are triggered in any way, we speak of it. If you're at work with relationships, if you're in your family with relationships, if you're in a divine union, if you know what I mean,
Mm.
then we communicate. There are so many times that people just literally just sweep it aside and blame and shame and judge and expectations galore. We must step up. We must step up into seeing each other and coming together. It's unification.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Humanity is split, and but we need to come together. You know,
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
talking about this on my channel quite a bit recently, and it's really important. Sorry, Robert.
and
Yeah.
the beauty is, Patricia was already pointing at it. By doing this unification, people often ask like, "Oh, I want to know my gifts and my from the universe." But by getting in the duality and clearing them, these gifts are coming up. They're showing because
Yeah.
they're already there, but we were hiding them with oh, masculine or feminine or whatever
Yeah.
parts. And by exercising in communication and like cleaning all these layers, all the gifts are coming up. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
and by also answering the question you ask how we come together and work together in this, um, we both, and we calculated just a couple of weeks ago, we both were working for about 25 years already with energy in our own way. And I was diving in a lot of information about my emotions and about the
Mm.
subconscious world. And Robert did it with his part. So when we run in together, we had a deep, deep wish of creating a life where we just fully stand up and be assisting to people guiding in this process.
Mm.
But there were all little fears that kept us back of doing it full power, but coming together and had the same wish. And the world was crazy at that moment. So we felt like, there is no boundaries attach us back because all the boundaries are crazy at this moment and just come up and down. And so it was chaos. And we took the chance, okay, with this chaos, let's go for what we really want. So we start developing programs, and by the teachings we have together, we could understand more and more of the teachings that we need as a person in life. And
Mm.
that's the way we moved to Galicia, and we are building up this place here, and for people
Mm.
to connect with the heart.
Mm.
yeah,
Tell me about this place that you've created.
well, when we came here, it's another story, but we didn't know anything about the idea of going to Spain or even Galicia. We didn't know what Galicia was, and Galicia is in the northwest of Spain. It's
Mhm.
above Portugal, and it's a beautiful, very green part of Spain.
Mhm.
But we were planning to move out of Amsterdam. We were living in circa Amsterdam, and then we thought maybe out of in Holland, and then maybe
Yeah.
it's too expensive. Go to Germany, and then we came to another part of Spain, North Spain,
Mm.
and then we just decided we rent a house here, and we look for houses in 3 months, and then we found two final options, and this one was one. And later, we were told that Patricia had not some, multiple lives in this place.
In this house.
So it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And the spirits gave us a beautiful house with a new roof. And in Galicia, a new roof is very important. And you don't see that often. And a space with a circle of trees with energy for Patricia. So I could say,
Got
oh,
trees as well. I haven't
this
yet
house.
been, but I really want. I am coming. So carry on, carry on. Trees,
Yeah.
I've got trees.
Oh yeah,
But
you will
Patricia
love them. You will love them.
Patricia fell in love with the energies,
Yeah.
and I was like a male. This is a good house.
This roof.
It's
So we
got a roof.
got a good roof, foundations, and so
Yeah.
so we could both agree this is the place. And
Yeah.
then we made a little mistake in the anticipation. We expected there was a water system and a drainage system for the toilets and things like that. And then we looked because there were pipes, the red and the blue pipes in the house somewhere in the kitchen. And we were like, oh, we only need a kitchen, a toilet, and a bathroom. And then we bought it. And then it was like, where does the water go? And where does the water come from?
Where's it going?
It's not there.
Attention to
Where
detail.
is, where can we open it?
Yeah, so we came into a bigger reform than expected. So it
Yeah.
took us about 2.5, 3 years to have a stable basis. And now we are there so that we can really open up the spiritual part again.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's a lovely place. We have a big barn where we have ceremonies, gatherings, fire pit, and the energy is super, super beautiful. We have like I said, the circle of the trees is very, very powerful. And there are multiple vortexes on the place for energy. So
Yeah.
people can really charge up and charge down on the day-to-day energies, charge up on their spiritual energies.
Yeah, so we offer like retreats for coming back to your heart. So for just being around this place for a couple of days, people just slow
Yeah.
down again. So
Mm.
they really have the chance to see what is necessary for me in life to stay connected with this.
Yeah.
Mm.
And we do that in different forms, and we assist people in finding, hey, what is the next important step I can make in my life?
Yeah.
Because especially in this moment where there is so much information in the universe coming down, and we were all triggered, and I can name like 10 things around me at this moment I can just put my focus on, but with all those 10 things, I get lost because I cannot hold all those 10 balls up.
Mm.
So finding which one is important because I feel like they're all important. So we assist people in finding that part. Okay, what is it what really helps you in your journey at this now moment to make little steps to grow in, to get to that point where you want to be in life. So for us, guiding people in this, and we do this online, we do this at our place, we do this in 3 months programs or 6-month programs, or we do it in retreats. So this is our mission.
Yeah.
This is really our
That's the
mission
only
to
thing we can
assist
do.
people. Yeah.
There's nothing else for us.
No.
Just that.
Yeah.
Just by being.
That. Just that.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
no.
you so
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
for coming on and spending your time here sharing your story of your divine union and how that came about. And I do hope that that's assisted a lot of people out there. Please
Yeah.
comment and let us know if you're in divine union or if you're seeking or if you're just being or what's
Yeah.
happening with you. So do let us know.
Yeah.
And it's important that know that we are here of service. We have Patricia and Robert that are in a beautiful, beautiful space. So reach out to them. What is your website?
It's www inner source, and then it's like a little stripe. I don't know what the English word is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is it a
Not,
lowercase one?
no, it's the
The
normal
one
one.
in the middle?
Yeah, that's the name in English.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Little
One of them
stripe.
lines. Oh,
Yeah. And then Galicia, like you see it in the
yeah.
what is written, and then .es Spain.
Oh,
.es.
EX.
Yeah,
Okay. So
it's España.
www.innersource line in the middle, not the bottom.
Yeah.
Galicia
Yeah.
dot
.es.
And we
EX.
also have the opportunity for people to connect for just like a 30-minute talk and to share or to meet up and to ask more information about their topic. So there's also a possibility. I'm going to give you the link for that. So when
Yeah,
people,
we'll put that link in everything
yeah,
below here.
yeah, 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 yeah,
It is in my understanding that I will be coming to see you, and whether we could actually join up and create a nice little retreat together,
yeah,
you
That's a
know,
good
yeah.
and
idea.
bring
Yeah,
some
Very
do.
good.
clothes in with you. Oh,
Yeah,
that
that
would
will
be
be
absolutely
very
amazing.
powerful. I feel that it's going to be very powerful.
It will be very
Bringing
powerful.
bringing this all together.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity,
Yeah.
Nicola.
Oh, yeah, no, my pleasure. You've also got a YouTube channel that you're going to start posting on and doing some stuff on
Yeah,
Yeah.
as
exactly.
well.
YouTube, Inner Source Galicia.
Yeah,
Okay.
very
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, so yeah.
.com.
Excellent.
Yeah,
You work very similar but very different at the same time.
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. And we are now bringing everything together to just this YouTube channel. So we have information all at one place.
Mm.
I really work with inner child and in deep trauma.
Yeah.
And Robert actually is do this too, but I do it from out of the earth energy.
Mhm.
And Robert is doing this from of the upper energy. So it's very interesting. And
Yeah.
then we,
And again, that's another sense of duality. We must
yeah,
understand this as duality is not good,
yeah,
bad.
No,
yeah,
no, no, no. It's
Time.
just understanding.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's your perspective, my perspective,
yeah,
dualistic experience. We must
yeah,
see this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Rather than saying,
Bring this,
oh, that's good, that's bad, oh, it's meant to be. No, it's not. No, it's
yeah,
No.
not. It's experience from two different lenses as we work together in union.
yeah, yeah,
So that's one of my things to talk about is that, relationships are relationships and it's you and I. That is duality.
yeah.
Sorry, I could go on ranting on that, but I'm not going
No,
to.
that's good. That's
Yeah,
powerful. Yeah.
yeah, I can share the thing about this is that we work together. And so when we are working in this topic with someone, and when Robert is sharing his information, I can see right through this.
Mm.
I see what is needed from out the other side, from out the feminine side. So we in one session we navigate from the feminine to masculine, feminine, masculine. So
Up, down.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
take all this energy together.
Mm.
So it's like a bubble.
And then again, it
Yeah,
can also split again if
yeah,
somebody has a preference
yeah,
for female or
Yeah,
male
yeah,
energy at that moment,
yeah.
but
This
the
is how we
options are there.
Yeah,
yeah.
we just move with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah,
that's the properties of coming together, and that is why the karmic looping relationship to suppress humanity is in place. To
yeah,
suppress humanity into keep reincarnating into the same old trauma.
yeah,
What we're doing is we're rising in our own ascension into the original template of being, which is that divine coupling that comes together. So it is an upsurge. It is something that's coming in and will be seen more and more and more and more as we release our old trauma, our old karmic loops, our old ancestral lines. All of that work that you're doing will empower you to then step into that new role, which is the mission work of coming together with your divine partner. However that looks like, we don't know, but it's a case of community, conversation. We do know in this case, and I know within my own work with my divine partner is that there is a mission that comes in with divine union placement.
yeah, yeah,
So I do hope that for everybody that is here listening to this recording, that there is hope if you are seeking and knowing that it comes in, but when it does, it's because that you are ready to receive it. So the more work that you do on your inner self, then that reflection comes in externally, but you
Exactly.
still work on that
yeah,
with that mirror that comes in. So thank you so much for joining me. We will have another conversation at a later point. Not sure when that will be, but we're bringing Patricia and Robert again, and I would love to see your comments and I'll put the links below of how to actually connect with these guys because I know how powerful they are. There is no escaping when you have Robert that's coming in from a galactic force and Patricia from that
No,
beautiful
no
earthly
way out.
realm. There's no way out. You've got to face it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Like and subscribe, everybody. Thank you
yeah.
so much for joining me today. Check out all the other videos. Check out their beautiful YouTube and their website and see whether this resonates with you. So thank you so much for joining me. Is there anything you want to say before we leave this recording today?
Yeah, the most important message is be happy in the now. So if you're not, take a look at that. And
Yeah.
whatever is around you, okay, make it happy.
Beautiful. Robert?
That's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. See
Thank you,
soon.
Nicola.
Thank you, Nicola.
Bye-bye.
Bye.